What up, guys? Mad Viking Toy Channel. I don't think I've ever done a Raw review, but tonight seemed kind of special. Like they were trying. So I figured I'd make one. Just to get my thoughts out. I've wanted to do something, since the draft. Just to rant about that, how pathetic I think it's been. But I watched basically the last hour in an adult establishment, we'll say. And I came home and started to rewatch it over again. And it was a really good Raw. The opening segment with the 4 challengers for the Universal Belt I thought was really good. Everybody got their little, their quick hits in. I knew it was going to break down into a fight. And it set up for what turned out to be a really good fight. I mean, that was a pay-per-view match for the belt. I'm going to not rant about that right now. I'm going to go in order. But after that was the Jericho-Neville match. And that was a great match. That was a pay-per-view style match. Neville got to showcase himself. He was really just working Jericho the entire match, doing all of his aerial stunts, his power moves. But, of course, Jericho won at the end. Unless they're going to feud, like I said, what was the point of it? If Jericho beats all the new talent like they're doing with him, why isn't Jericho challenging for the title? Why isn't he going higher up on the card instead of destroying all the new talent? That's what I don't get. It's just, unless, like I said, they're feuding, they're going to keep feuding, and he puts over Neville at the end. What was the point? I don't get it. It was a great match. It was fantastic. I just don't agree with the ending. And obviously, the next segment was New Day and Bayley and Brooke. I don't want to say Brooke Adams. Dana Brooks. There you go. And if you don't know, Bayley was basically called up because Sasha Banks is... There's a lot of controversy behind it. People think she was suspended for a drug offense, which is possible because she's missing 30 days. She's not coming back until 30 days or 33 days. Some say it was for her honeymoon. Some say it's because she was hurt. But yet she came out clean after that Charlotte match at the pay-per-view. She wasn't hurt. She was cleared. So for whatever reason, she's off TV for a month. But Bayley got called up in her place, which is good because I read a while ago that Bayley was supposed to be fighting Sasha Banks for the title at WrestleMania. Doesn't mean it's still not happening, but that obviously meant Bayley was being called up at some point. But Bayley is now on Raw, which I figured she would be when she got called up. I didn't believe they were waiting to call her up a year from now. Just never saw that happening. Didn't quite catch the end of the segment, though. They were still promoting Booty-O cereal, which is still ridiculously priced. They dropped the price down from $25 a box to $12.99, I think. I haven't bought it. I just heard it's Lucky Charms in a box of Booty-O's. So unless you're looking for a prop box of Booty-O's, who the hell's going to buy that shit? And I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube. Those FYE stores or whatever, they're just freaking stockpiled with that crap. And that, like I said, who's buying that shit at $25 a price? I wouldn't even look at it for $25 a price. But I guess they dropped it down a little under $15. I know that'd be more than $15, but still. Hang on. The next match was Nia Jax back after her first Raw debut match where she hurt that girl in the ring versus some girl that looks like she's a semi-pro. She's got good gear. Looks like, she spent enough money to make it look like she knows what she's doing. God, what was her name? I just had it in my head. Knock it off. Haya. It was Haya something. But of course, it's just another squash match, enhancement talent match, and I don't mind it so much as they look professional, like they do with the women's matches, but when they do it with like Strowman, the guys look like they can't even afford, they don't have real gear. They just look like putzes they pulled out of the audience and gave them a pair of boots and said, take a beating for 2 minutes, you know? Like I said, I don't like this new aspect unless these girls are going to be a part of the show. You know, even if they don't have contracts, unless these girls that just get stomped, you're going to see them here and there. But this Nia Jax match lasted a minute and a half. She did 2-3 moves and pinned the girl. It's a waste. It's a complete waste of time. I feel like I'm watching a 1980s WWF, early 1990s WWF, and it was just squash match, squash match, squash match, squash match. And you'd get one match at the end of the night with some talent, with somebody you know versus somebody you know, you know. I never enjoyed it then, and I don't enjoy it now. It just makes me want to change the channel, if I was watching. I don't watch anymore, because wrestling's been so bad. I'll watch TNA live, but I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown live in God knows how long. But these enhancement talent matches don't do anything for me. I can tolerate them with the women, because like I said, at least the chicks look professional. Like they've done this before. So far, anyway. But the guys just look like dudes wearing Speedos and they get their asses handed to them. If Nina Jax is supposed to be this big thing, start putting her in there with somebody. You know? Why isn't she challenging for the title if she can destroy chicks in 3 moves? I don't care if she's The Rock's freaking cousin or whoever the hell she is that she's getting a rocket strapped to her big ass, but I'm tired of it. I just don't, I don't care. This part of the new era or the brain split, I can't stand it whatsoever. And they're still sticking with this doctor stuff with the club. I don't know, man. I don't get where they're going with that. Just let these guys be badasses. I really hate how they destroyed the Dudleys. I'm not stupid. They're not retiring. I read about a month ago that they re-signed with the WWE, but apparently they didn't come to terms. They disagreed to a new contract. So, which means to me is they're walking and they're probably going to go back to TNA or God knows where. They're not retiring. For how much it ended for the WWE, though, do they deserve to go out the way they did? No. It was a pretty shitty way to take the Dudleys out. And all I think they did that is for us to lower their market value so that nobody would pick them up. So they don't have to worry about them anymore. But, like I said, the club is still doing this doctor gimmick. Move on. These guys don't need it. They should be, like I said, they should chasing the titles at this point and being a serious tag team. They're probably the only, I don't know, can you say the Usos are a serious tag team? Who is a serious tag team? Sure as hell ain't the Golden Truth. Sure as hell ain't the Vaudevillains. Sure as hell ain't Brazingo. They're the only, I'm going to beat your ass tag team, and they're doing this stupid doctor gimmick. What did my camera say? Alright, hang on. Next match was Sami Zayn versus enhancement talent Jinder Mahal. Welcome back to Raw, Jinder Mahal. You're not going to do anything. It was a decent back and forth match. It's really just to showcase Sami Zayn. I was wondering when they were actually going to put Jinder Mahal in. Maybe they have. Like I said, I don't know because I haven't been able to watch the past couple of Raws because my freaking DVR box shit's out on me. But I haven't seen him back yet since he returned. And this is the first match. He stayed in shape. I don't know where he's been this whole time, but like I said, it was just Sami Zayn showcasing himself, and that's all Jinder Mahal is going to be when he came back. It's just a jobber. Nothing's going to change since he left. Whoop! I hit the camera. And the match was, of course, a short match. It went exactly the way I said it was going to. Zayn got his finisher on him, and it looked really good. He sold it really well. But Jinder Mahal went down to Sami Zayn. And they instantly went into the following segment where they were setting up Sasha Banks' mystery disappearance from TV. It was obviously a pre-cut video, but explaining why she's no longer on TV. It set up to where Bayley is now the top contender, and she's coming after Charlotte, which I think it'll be good. It'll be interesting. Of course, they're not going to let her come out and beat Charlotte right away. I'll be shocked as shit. It's not going to happen. And of course, that was leading to the segment with the New Day with Bayley. Excuse me. Don't know what I think about that. With the club versus Dana Brooks. Is Dana Brooks already gone from Charlotte? I don't know. Did I miss something? And to me, the New Day should have lost to the club at the pay-per-view. But I think the WWE finally realized that the New Day isn't the longest reigning tag team champions. It's still Demolition. And Demolition doesn't have an agreeable relationship with the WWE. They haven't for a long, long time. And this is probably the WWE's way of finally wiping their record. Well, they won't wipe it out of the books, but they won't be the number one contenders anymore. I think that's what they're shooting for now. They're going to keep the belts on the New Day. They said tonight was 372. Well, Demolition's title run was like 450-something days. So if that's what it is, people are going to be really tired of the New Day as champions by this point. And I think that's what they're doing. They're just trying to get rid of the Demolition's record so they're not the longest reigning champions. Because like I said, it was everywhere that they were losing at this last pay-per-view. But on the pay-per-view, if you watched my live results things, they mentioned how Demolition was still the longest reigning champion. And I think that was a head-scratcher for the WWE. I thought we had the New Day. Yeah, it's not. But this six-man match, 3-on-3. It's 3-on-3, not 6-way. I don't know what to think of it. It didn't suck. It was kind of like an expedition type match. It was introducing, well, I shouldn't even say it was introducing Bayley because it wasn't. Their second match. Well, we had to be her. No, she wrestled last week, didn't she? I'm off. It was an alright match. I'm still kind of watching it right now. It's just, I don't know. This match was a little... You gotta excuse me. Like I said, I've been out tonight. It's my day off, and I've been partaking in some adult beverages. This match was still, I don't know, highlighting the New Day. But it didn't, I don't know, it didn't do anything special for me. Yeah, I don't know what it is, if it's the New Day showboating as much as they do. Or if it's how I consider Dana Brooks a Serena ripoff from TNA. The minute Serena showed up, 2 weeks later, here came Dana Brooks. And she hasn't really impressed me yet, even though I read how great she is and how the WWE has all these plans for her. I mean, she just... Okay, there you go right there. That was a botched move. She botched a drop kick, taking a drop kick from Bayley. I don't know. I know when the New Day loses these belts, they're not breaking up, but it's just like, I don't know. You want something new at this point, and I don't know. Especially since I read all this crap and I was expecting the club to win at the pay-per-view and they didn't. I don't know. It just kind of changes everything. You start to despise these guys. Even though they're funny, but they've been funny now for how long? And they've held the titles now for over a year. It's like... It's not like they're mind-blowing or anything. They're not the Legion of Doom. They're not Demolition. They're just keeping the belts on them because what else are they going to do? Who else are they going to put them on other than the club? The New Day did get the win, but I don't know. Maybe the only highlight for me was Bayley did look pretty good. But I don't know. Gallows he still blows my mind. I think he's such a phenomenal worker. He puts in so much effort, especially for a big dude. I don't think he gets the credit that he's due, personally. I mean, they're already pushing Big Cass almost to the moon. And I think Gallows is way better than Big Cass. But like I said, the New Day won with Bayley pinning Brooks. It was decent. It was all right. It wasn't like a mind blowing deal. Uh, and then the next was the interview with Cesaro. It was all right. Nothing to write home about. Oop. Keep hitting this damn camera. Whew. Oof. The interview was just to set up the next best of 7 match between him and Sheamus. Sheamus got a new ring entrance video. I kind of wish he would have stuck with his beard, with the dreads or the braids. Because like I said, in another year or so, he would have looked. He would have looked really good, different. He would have stood out, and I don't know why he didn't keep with it. I'm sure he doesn't like going through an airport looking like that. But when he would finally get to the point to where his dreads were down here and shit, people wouldn't care. But I really wish he stuck with it because I like the look. It was different. Who the hell's ever done it before? He went for it, and you should have stayed with it. I mean, he pierced his freaking nose, for Christ's sake. He still has that stupid thing in there. But the match was started off a little bit weird with just holds and stuff, but it progressed, and it became a really good match. It was mostly a match to showcase Cesaro, and he looked really good. But it was another head scratcher because it was just one offensive move by Sheamus, and then he got the pin with a clover leaf in the middle of the ring. So what is this? The second match. So now Sheamus is 2 and whatever. I almost going to say it was a standard Cesaro match, but he did go a little bit more. He did go past his standard wheel well for moves and stuff, and he did go a little bit farther. He did more than usual, but it was just another weird, stupid ending to me. It was basically the whole match with Cesaro, and then Sheamus flipped him into the turnbuckle or into the post, and that was it, and he got a pin. I don't know. WWE writing. Next was the little memorial they did for Mr. Fuji. And I'm just kind of lazy tonight. I didn't want to Google all of his accomplishments. For most who don't know, he was an actual wrestler. He did very well, even for his time. He wrestled all the territories like everybody did back then. He was a multiple-time tag team champion. Singles belts. God, like I said, I'm too lazy to do this. But what most people know him for is his time as a manager in the WWE, WWF, WWF. Yeah. He managed everybody from the Powers of Pain, the Orient Express. God, I used to hate those guys. He even managed Demolition during one of their tag team runs. Of course, he was the manager of Yokozuna during his, title reigns. He was just that manager that you always loved to hate. When he was still a manager. It's when managers were cool and they were used. And I don't get that now. The WWE is so cheap, they don't use managers anymore. And it doesn't even matter how good and talented they are, they will get rid of them after a handful of months. I mean, Fuji was around for years, just like Jimmy Hart and Bobby Heenan and Slick and even Harvey Whippleman. I'm like, Grand Wizard. I'm like, we don't see these type of dudes anymore. But Fuji was definitely a legend in the ring and out. And I don't know. Like I said, I had a lot of childhood memories of him pissing me off. It's like, oh, he threw the salt in my very first wrestling match. It was the Orient Express that I went to versus the Road Warriors, and he threw the salt in the eyes of Animal, and I lost my shit. I was in the 4th row with my cousin, and I lost my shit over it. And I was just screaming my ass off, and he turned and looked at me. I forget how old I was, maybe 12. But that was my first wrestling match, and I still remember the majority of this card to this day, and he was there. But Fuji was a legendary manager, and yeah, he passed away. What was it, yesterday? I don't know. Just another legendary guy gone. We're all getting old. Even though a lot of the younger generation right now, they don't know who he is. It's just a memorial and a video that got played. But yeah, if you don't know, Mr. Fuji died. I forget how old he is. I saw it yesterday on TMZ, but like I said, legendary manager. He's no longer with us. And then following after that, I guess somebody in the WWE must have heard my rant, because the next match was the Braun Strowman squash match. And like I said, at least the guy they threw in there looks like he's wrestled before. He's got probably a $2,000 outfit on. But it's just going to be another 2-minute squash. Americo versus Strowman. I don't know. I hate these matches. You hate these matches. They're pointless. And our voices need to be heard because I'm tired of this shit. They need to start paying more people and put them on the roster. There's a lot of indie guys that will take $100,000 a year to get their asses beat. If they want to do this type of thing, that's what they need to do. Granted, yeah, this guy looks like an indie guy, but we're never going to see him again, so we know he's a jobber. It's kind of pointless. I mean, even jobbers, like Jinder Mahal, he's going to win a match here and there, And that's the end of the Strowman match. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. He did 2-3 power moves and a match. What did they do to his hair? Ugh. Can we get the Wyatt family back? And he unmasks him at the end. I was just about to say, he does look like Max Moon. And I guarantee you, a lot of you are like, who the frick is Max Moon? But yeah, squash match. Why do I keep saying squash? Squash match. Pointless match. Let's move on. That was followed up with the Stephanie McMahon, Paul Heyman segment. And it was really well. It was really well done. I laughed my ass off when Heyman pulled out the wad of money to pay for Lesnar's $500 fine. It would have made the segment so much funnier, though, if it was, instead of ones that he was supposed to be pulling out, if they were all hundreds to show, like, oh, Brock is big money, your $500 means nothing to me. I piss on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 500s out of that stack of money he had. That's what they should have went with instead of, oh, he's paying her with ones. But I did laugh my ass off when he whipped that money out and he just started 1, 2. Oh, that was funny. I didn't really get the rest of the segment other than he was trying to apologize to her, but he was recognizing that she's the future board woman of the company. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Then the next match was, I guess, the follow-up to last week's stomping of Bob Backlund between Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. What do I think of this match? I don't know. It is what it is. It was basically Titus O'Neil beating on Darren Young. It was just some brawling, some holds. And Darren Young managed to get a schoolboy on him for the win. And then Titus came back and... sorry. It's a little late here. And then Titus jumped back in and stomped them both. Still keeping this feud going. I like that Titus O'Neil's turned heel. He was going nowhere with his stupid gimmick. Who's this going to showcase in the end? I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you at all. To me personally, this is Darren Young's farewell tour if this gimmick doesn't get over. And I don't know that it is. It's probably Tyson O'Neil's too. But supposedly there's more of a future for him than there is Darren Young. But I'm sure... Yeah, but I want to keep yawning. I'm sure we're going to see this match again on next Monday, so... Then, of course, after that was the backstage segment with Steph and Foley meeting up with Seth Rollins, basically hinting at their support for him in the four-way, and how Foley was setting up to keep tag team partners and friends away from the ring. It was just supposed to strictly be the four in the ring in the elimination match. Like I said earlier, I had already seen the majority of this match, and it was it was mind-blowing. It was definitely a pay-per-view grade A plus match. Everybody was showcased. Everybody looked good. Big Cass got a rub for a newbie being in there, and he looked good. Like I said, everybody got to show off. Everybody got put over. Nobody looked weak in the match. My thing that I didn't like about it is how it ended and how it came to be. Basically, Kevin Owens got there with the help of Chris Jericho the week before, and he got to winning this match by having Triple H reappear and get involved. And he turned on Seth Rollins, and he beat up Roman Reigns, and he basically handed the win to Owens when he pedigreed Rollins. I don't know what the reason for having Triple H involved in that match is supposed to be for, other than, I guess, some pay-per-view, Triple H is going to fight Rollins or Reigns. It was just, to me, it took away Kevin Owens' first heavyweight title win. Yeah, he's a heel, but basically they made him look weak, to get it. Ever since he beat Cena in that series of matches, where did his heat go? It was just taken away by dumb match after dumb match, stupid feud after okay feud, and he finally gets the title win, and he has to have somebody beat people up for him to win it. It was just, I didn't like the ending. Kevin Owens is supposed to be a badass. To me, he's really, between him and Samoa Joe, are like the only two guys who I would legitimately look at and say they can beat Brock Lesnar. But they kind of just take that away when they have to have Triple H beat people up for him to win a match. It was, I don't know, dumb writing, but the match saved for it. It made a good moment. Owens is the champion, but like I said, it kind of diminished the value of the win to me. As a long-term fan, I'm sure a lot of people are geeked out. He's the champion, but I don't know. You don't look strong. I guess Rollins didn't really win the belt strong either. He had to steal a win, but I don't know. You got to build some actual stars the right way at some point. But other than that, I got to cut this short. It's almost a half an hour. If you actually watched all this, I thank you. I don't know how to keep things short. I like to ramble and rant and get my opinion out. But like I said, I don't really do these. But I watched it, and I thought it was a really good Raw. And I haven't been really impressed with the product in a while. I could still pick it apart, granted. But I thought it was worth reviewing. So, I don't know. New World Champion. Nothing beyond that. My next video should be my WrestleGrade video for the month. And that should be coming, I don't know, any day. But other than that, if you like what you saw, hit like, leave a comment, subscribe. Tell your friends. I'm still doing a giveaway at 250 subscribers. And I'm over 154 now. So if you want to help that along, you can pass the word. I haven't announced what I'm going to do for a giveaway, but my last one was the NWO Kevin Nash. Obviously, I'm going to wait as it gets closer and announce something. Or I'm just going to give you guys 3 options, and you can vote on it, and that'll be what I give away. I haven't made my mind up yet, but that's what I'm still working on, is 250. And then I'll decide what my next giveaway number will be at, but that's what I'm at now. But like I said, newcomers, welcome. I've had a few more. They're trickling in. I'll thank you for it. That's it for now. I'm going to finish my water, go to bed, watch some Finding Bigfoot. But other than that, it was a great Raw. Let me know what you think, especially about the main event. And that's it for now. Man Viking out. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.